If you want to know how to increase your visibility and also conversions on Amazon, then watch this video. Hey guys, I'm Ankita Nagaraj from SellerApp. We're here to talk about optimizing listings for maximum visibility and conversions on Amazon. As we know, success on Amazon doesn't come overnight. It takes a multitude of things all put together strategically. But the journey to success starts with one simple step, that is knowing your customers. Knowing your customers in and out helps you succeed in this highly competitive marketplace. So first of all, you need to understand what they're looking for and then create your listing in a way that not only meets their expectation, catches their attention, but also nudges them to make a purchase. Sounds easy enough, but there's just one last thing to consider. All of this has to be within the scope of Amazon SEO. And that's precisely what we're here to talk about. Creating your product listings not only for your customers but also for Amazon SEO. So let's dive right in. As an Amazon seller, your success depends on two important factors. The first one is being visible to all the shoppers. The second one is converting visitors to customers. So gaining visibility on Amazon is pure research. You need to understand what your customers are looking for. Most businesses lack this understanding, because of which they fail. So you need to understand what they're looking for and how they're going to search for your product and create your listings accordingly. Optimizing your product listings on Amazon is both art and science. Researching keywords suitable for Amazon A9 algorithm is science, whereas creating captivating titles, bullet points, images is pure art. You need to craft a compelling story about your brand, about your product to build an emotional connection with your buyer. Your title, bullet points, description, images, all put together should strike a chord with your customer. So in this video, we'll learn how to combine both to make potential sales. Like you and I, Amazon A9 algorithm also constantly learns from user searches. It strives to list the products that are most relevant to the customer searches. So let's have a look at how to optimize your listings as per customer perception and also for Amazon SEO. So let's talk about images first. Images play a super important role in your product listings. Did you know that appealing images can increase dwell time on your product page? Believe it or not, images play a significant role in the online purchase decision making. You can try images with 3D rendering. This will give an authentic feel to the shoppers and will set you apart from your competitors. Although this might cost a little more than the normal images, but it's definitely worth a shot. There are two different types of images that will lead to higher conversions that you should definitely try out. One is infographics and the other is lifestyle images. In lifestyle images, you can show how to use your product in a more real environment so that the shoppers can relate to your product and your brand better. And the infographics can showcase how your product is different from your competitors and also certain properties of your products or the USPs like the color, material, dimensions, etc. Make sure you upload high resolution images with the images being at least 1000 x 1000 pixels. And the images should not have any logos, trademarks or watermarks, and make sure that it doesn't contain any text like bestsellers, Amazon choice, etc. Also remove any unwanted white spaces because it will make your product appear more clearer even on the mobile phone. And lastly, make sure your product occupies at least 85% of the space of your image. The second most important part of your listing is the title. And the first 5 words that you have in your title make up your canonical URL. So Amazon generates canonical URL to optimize your product for the search engines. And it is much more easier to get indexed and rank easily for these 5 words in the canonical URL. As per Amazon guidelines, the brand name has to come at the beginning of the title. You can also include product identifier keywords and product specifications, benefits, and properties of the products. And you can also include what occasions it can be used in and who can use it. Let's take a look at a couple of examples. In the first example, you see the brand name at the beginning of the title, then it is followed by the product identifier keyword, which is resistance band set. As you can see, the first 5 keywords are there in the canonical URL as well. So it would be easier to rank for resistance band set in this case. Let's list out the items that are there in the set, and as you can see, the keywords are not repeated and it's completely readable, which is a good thing. In the second example, you can see that the brand name is at the beginning, and then it talks about the occasions it can be used at and also the purpose it can be used for, like home fitness, strength training, physical therapy, etc. So essentially, in a title, you can have product identifier keyword. Make sure the keywords that you select for the title are completely relevant to the product and have a decent search volume. And you can also have product specifiers like the size, color, material, etc. and also the benefits. Let's have a look at how to structure the title for more conversions. Amazon allows up to 200 characters depending on the category. But we suggest you to have the most important keywords within the first 80 characters because the rest of it will be clipped out in mobile phones. Make sure that you have all the vital information of your product that buyers will definitely need to look at before clicking on your listing, like product size, quantity, color, etc. But the formula varies depending on the character. If you take home and kitchen, the formula is brand name, product identifier, then model number, model name, product type. If you still have room, you can use powerful words such as interactive, fun, get the latest version to persuade shoppers into buying your product. And lastly, make sure you keep up with Amazon guidelines because it tends to change product title requirement for different categories from time to time. Now let's discuss bullet points and product description. This is the space where you can add keywords to rank organically higher on the Amazon search results. Once you have enticed the customer with your title and have them land on your product listing, now it's time to influence their decision making with bullet points. It gives a highlight of the product. In this section, the buyer tries to find a glimpse of the product functioning or operation or advantage. It might take up to 15 to 30 seconds to make a purchase decision, so bullet points is a great opportunity to influence decision making. You might use primary keywords and also keywords that might trigger your buyer's emotions. Now let's explore best practices of writing bullet points. Give 5 best points about your product that talks about the most important features and functions. You can have up to 150 characters for an easy read. Reduce complexity while framing sentences, do not overstuff keywords, and bore your customers. Remember to add value in every bullet point and make sure each bullet point talks about something that the customers are looking for and are interested in. You can talk about product quality, who can use it, when to use, how to use, and any benefits associated with your product. You can start each bullet point with a heading and then elaborate it. Make sure your copy is enticing and has call to actions. Let's take an example. In this example, you can see that the bullet points talks about the product quality, how it is different from the competitors, anti-snap promise, it talks about the durability, and it also talks about the benefits, and they also have something called don't miss out, which evokes an emotion in the buyers. So it has to be readable, simple, and yet convincing. Now let's talk about product description. If the customer has reached this part of the page, then it indicates a real interest in purchasing your product. Amazon officially has set a limit to 2,000 characters, which is about 300 words, so make sure you use the space wisely. You can talk about your brand, you can talk about your product, why is your product best in the market, how is your product unique from your peers, and why should they buy your product. Include relevant keywords to elaborate on the product features that you've already mentioned in the bullet points. Make the customer feel like they're making the right choice. Use relevant keywords to elaborate on the product features that you've already mentioned in the bullet points. Make the customers feel like your product is the right choice. Use relatable language and use proper grammar and punctuation. The description needs to be short and yet effective. Keep the readers engaged at all times. Use sensory words that go with your product. For example, if you're selling men's shoes, you can use keywords such as comfortable, breathable, etc. What we've discussed till now is a very basic form of product description, which is very textual and wordy. But there is a better way to make your listing more attractive. That is by including A+ content, which leads to more conversions and more sales. Just a quick note, we're doing a Q&A session twice every month answering your questions. So if you have any queries about PPC or listing optimization, keyword optimization, or anything about Amazon selling, do leave your questions in the comment section below with the hashtag SellerApp for sellers. We'll be coming up with a video very soon about A+ content, what it is, how it can be used, best practices, advantages and disadvantages. Meanwhile, if you like this video, do give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon to never miss out on another video again. Thank you and stay tuned.